This case might look simple on paper, a felony evading arrest charge and a plea deal, but what unfolds in this courtroom is anything but routine. Meet Mia Ray Herrera. She's here today to plead no contest to evading arrest with a vehicle, a degree felony that could land her up to 10 years in prison. But instead of jail, she's been offered a second chance, a deferred adjudication deal that hinges entirely on her cooperation. Now here's the twist. The judge isn't buying her version of the story. Mia says she just didn't feel safe. But the officer's report says she rolled up her window, refused orders, fled the scene, and forced police to break her window to arrest her. And when the judge reads that report out loud, things get tense. And it gets even more real. The judge quizzes her on drugs, job status, and even asks about her dream job. What's more, the court literally ties her community service hours to becoming a flight attendant. Yep, you heard that right. By the end of this hearing, you'll be asking, did the system go too soft? Or did the judge strike the perfect balance between accountability and opportunity? Buckle up, because this ride isn't just about the law, it's about trust, choices, and what we do when the sirens go off behind us.
Punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Herrera, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be a TAP evaluation, follow whatever recommendations, MRT and defensive driving. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your
Here's your first legal catch, the waiver of appeal. Mia just agreed that she can't appeal anything unless there was a pretrial motion already filed and ruled on, and her attorney confirms there were none. Then the state throws in their recommendation, 2 years of community supervision and 100 hours of community service. But the judge reminds her, that's a suggestion. I don't have to follow it. This is where deals in court get real. Just because both sides agree doesn't mean the judge has to. That's why defendants like Mia have to be crystal clear. You give up your rights the moment you sign that plea. Would you be confident enough to waive your appeal, knowing the judge could go in a different direction?
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
And here it is, the courtroom confrontation we all saw coming. The judge dives into the police report, and what she reads is damning. Mia allegedly ignored commands, fled the scene, refused to exit the car, and forced officers to break her window just to arrest her. Mia's defense, "I didn't feel safe." But the judge isn't buying it. Not when there's a step-by-step timeline, dispatch calls, and evidence of probable cause, including the strong smell of marijuana. This is the legal system in real time, what you feel versus what's in the report. So here's the question. Should fear of law enforcement justify not complying with a lawful stop? Or does that fear add context that the system should consider? Drop your thoughts below. This one's not black and white.
The reason for why he was stopping you, asked for your information. You gave him your phone and I copied down our information. I then asked her for insurance. While your window was rolled down, he says there was a very strong odor of marijuana. I told AP I had to return to my vehicle and that I would be back. He contacted his supervisor. And then he gave you more instructions. You refused to follow his instructions. You rolled up your window. He said, "Hey, I'm going to add more charges. You need to exit the vehicle." You refused and you drove away. I immediately contacted dispatch and informed them of the situation. I returned to my vehicle and started following AP with my emergency red and blue overhead lights and siren on. You continue to travel, and he actually puts in here every street that you pass. And then you finally pull over and he asked you to step out. You didn't. And then he had to draw his weapon. You still wouldn't step out of the vehicle. And he told you, "I'm going to have to break this window to get you out of the vehicle." You said, "Nope, not getting out of my vehicle." And then he ends up having to break your window. So I don't understand what you mean you were not evading. I mean, if you feel as though you're not evading and you want a jury trial, you're welcome to have a jury trial.
I'm content with where we're at as far as like,
So why didn't you, the officer had pulled you over, he wanted your license, your insurance. Why didn't you remain there, give him all the information? What was going on with you? Were you using drugs? Were you intoxicated? What was going on? I'm trying to figure out so I can set appropriate conditions for your probation.
I didn't feel comfortable or safe with the officer. I understand that me driving away was not the best decision. It wasn't the correct decision. And I understand if there's ever a point that I don't feel safe around an officer, that's not the approach to take. I truly just did not feel safe with that officer.
All right, and if you
Let's pause right here. The judge flat out asks if Mia would fail a drug test today, and she admits she probably would. It's been 2 weeks since she smoked, and she knows it'll still show. This is crucial. The police officer noted a strong odor of marijuana in the vehicle, and now the defendant confirms it. In court, consistency matters. Her honesty here may help her later, but it also reinforces the prosecution's narrative that she was under the influence when she fled. The judge isn't just checking boxes. She's building a full picture to decide how to sentence, and whether this is a safety issue, a trust issue, or both. Would you be this honest in her shoes?
after today, there's to be no driving until you present a valid driver's license and insurance to probation. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
High school?
All right, what are you
Diploma.
planning on, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? What's your dream job?
A flight attendant.
All right. So there's 100 hours of community service.
This might be the most unexpected moment of the entire hearing. Mia says her dream is to become a flight attendant, and the judge actually writes it into the deal. If you land that job, your 100 community service hours are waived. It's part legal leverage, part motivational push, and honestly, it's genius. Because if Mia wants the skies, she's got to stay clean, get licensed, and complete probation. The court just made her dream job the finish line and gave her a reason not to crash again. Question is, will she take flight or fall short?
Okay?
Okay.
Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
And just so I understand, the 100 hours, if I become a flight attendant, I don't do them, or I still
Yes.
have to do them?
No, if you complete that, you're off to the friendly skies.
So,
So otherwise, you can do the 100 hours. They usually will put you in the sun picking up paper.
is the 100 hour, or do I have like the 2 years to figure out to become a flight attendant? Is that what-
Yes.
Okay.
All right, is there anything else?
Just one last thing, Your Honor. In discussions with the state is not going to, I just want to place it on the record, the state is not going to oppose an early termination application if we should so apply.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Your Honor.
All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. If there is some issues you have, or you're confused about anything, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court.
Okay, am I able to give them the car insurance and the ID today?
You'll speak to probation and they will let you know.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. I appreciate you.
All
May I
right,
appreciate you?
you. Have a good one.
You as well, Judge.
All righty.
And that wraps up the case of Mia Ray Herrera, a defendant who went from fleeing police to landing a deferred adjudication deal with a chance at redemption. She'll serve 2 years of community supervision, pass random drug tests, prove employment, and stay away from minors. But if she becomes a flight attendant, her community service is wiped clean. One path leads to jail, the other, maybe a new life at 30,000 feet. What do you think? Is this justice served with compassion, or did the court let her off too easy? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Real drama, real law, real consequences, every single week.